I am so sick and tired of this country is split right down the middle, and everybody on the right is saying maybe we should be more moderate. Maybe we should be more. Are you out of your mind?
Yes. Yes.
I'm so sick of this, and John Boehner. I have to tell you, John Boehner. What a fat bastard that guy is, even though he's not fat.
He's not fat at all.
He's growing in size in my head every single day. What is wrong with that guy?
We have.
Yeah, go ahead.
To keep the pressure on these guys. I would like to think that he was just saying that for media consumption.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Then you should attack him because that's all we have for the next 2 years. We got to have these guys hold the line.
I really do.
I saw, even the Blaze is running this. They're everybody's publishing their list of who could run in 2016. Which give it a rest, please. But who could run? If somebody tells me one more time, Jeb Bush, I'm going to hang myself.
Thank you.
I can't take it. I can't take it anymore.
Thank you. And he and his rotten family and the Wall Street Journal.
You'll say that about the Bushes, but you won't call Chris Christie a fat bastard, which is at least half true.
One teeny tiny little mistake Chris Christie made by weeping when he met Springsteen, which is what I really can't abide.
Take it.
Look, all these Republicans who have been telling us all this time, don't worry, illegal immigration, it's fantastic. We're going to turn the Hispanics into Republicans just like the Italians. Well, when the Italians came here, this was back in the 20s, 30% of them went home because they couldn't make it. We got the creme de la creme of the Italian immigrants. That's why they're such fantastic patriotic immigrants. Why would anyone go home now? You get here, the Democrats immediately start giving you government assistance. Thus, I was in despair for the first 16 hours after the election results came in, although they didn't really come in until yesterday around 9 a.m. Because we are heading for a tipping point. Whether we hit that in this election, I think, is still in doubt. But it was all Teddy Kennedy's 1965 Immigration Act, which was specifically designed to change the demographics of this country. Since the 65 Act passed, 85% of legal immigrants, not illegal immigrants, legal immigrants come from the third world. The Democrats instantly get them on government assistance, and they have automatic Democratic voters for maybe we can get them in 100 years, but by then it's too late.
What?
And the idea that, they agree with us on the social issues. No. They don't vote on social issues. They vote by race. And a white person could vote for a Democrat or Republican, and no one will say to you, you voted for the Democrat? How could you vote against your race? Well, that is sad to immigrants from Senegal, to black people, to Hispanics, to Mexicans. There is this ethnic voting, and the Democrats have gotten them, and we cannot compete with that. It has nothing to do with economic opportunity. We ought to get as many as we can. But I think Mitt Romney was right in that first primary debate. We will appeal to them by offering them freedom, a better way of life, a solid country, and the ones who came here for handouts are voting for the Democrats anyway.
I have news for you. I think if the Republicans, if they don't change their behavior in this 2-year period, they're not going to have anybody left. They're not going to have anybody left. They are the Whig Party to me. I really don't care about these guys.
There was nothing wrong with Romney's positions on anything. It's not like we ran John McCain.
No, you're right on that. And I think Mitt Romney was the best candidate we have run since Ronald Reagan.
Yes, me too.
But there were some things that I didn't necessarily agree with, or I wasn't really sure where he stood on things. You just don't ever know anybody anymore. But I thought he was
a little that way. A little that way with Reagan, though he had obviously spent a lot more time in public life and had a lot more positions on the record. But he didn't run as the caricature liberals portrayed him as.
No, he didn't. He was a great candidate. I thought he was a great candidate. The thing is, though, in 4 years from now, this country is going to be either this utopia works, or we're a full-fledged fascist nation,
right?
Or we are coming into what could possibly be a third term, because, executive orders exist. We could get into the 2015, and this nation has been pounded into the ground because we did nothing for 4 years except make it worse. And if we're still standing, I'm sorry, but the John Boehners of the world are just not going to be it. I mean, you're going to look for somebody like Rand Paul, and Rand Paul may not be strong enough at that point.
Right. Well, I love Rand Paul. The only thing I'd say about him, because it reminds me of one of my points of what I think we need to avoid, and that is, I think people saying we need. We need to be more conservative. I think they're fighting the last war. Mitt Romney was plenty conservative. He was the most conservative on issues like illegal immigration, on tax reform, and on government spending. He was the most conservative. And the fact that he was presentable and attractive and didn't call Obama a Kenyan colonialist does not make him a more appealing candidate. That's
right.
The Sharon Angle, Christine O'Donnell crowd.
Yes.
And demanding some form of purism that isn't even related to the issues or what the candidate stands for. It's a purism in craziness.
But we're getting to the point in 20. I mean, we have 3 Supreme Court justices that are probably going to die in the next 4 years.
Oh no, we've got to pray for them.
We have to pray for them.
Again.
Yeah, but look well, that worked out. So we've got 3 Supreme Court justices. The principal thing, the only thing that will save us in 4 years, will be the Constitution, because we will be so far off the rails in 4 years. There won't be anything left that will have to be back to the principles. Otherwise, there'll be somebody who's just making stuff up outside of the margins.
Yes,
and that's not going to be good.
Elections, we can't do anything, which is why we can't be running. I mean, there really are no Rockefeller Republicans anymore. That's why people are really fighting the last war with that. There are no liberal Republicans who are pro-choice, as they say, who would ever even run for president as a Republican anymore. So that really isn't the problem. I think the problem right now is more the purism issue. Oh, and the reason I thought of that with Rand Paul was it was the same thing. It is the same thing with purist libertarians. Barry Goldwater, contrary, as I describe in my book, contrary to the myth of the Southern strategy, Barry Goldwater nearly destroyed the Republican Party by his purist libertarian vote on the 1964 Civil Rights Act. He was in a minority. He was purely for libertarian reasons, and he wiped Republicans out. We never got his states until the Dixiecrats died out. We got nothing out of him.
You know how I feel about progressivism, but I describe myself as a progressive libertarian. That you have to take it step by step. You can't eat the whole thing. It won't work.
Yes.
But you've got to start moving in that direction.
Yes, and demanding purity or crazy positions. We can't do any of this unless our candidates get elected. And
well, I'll come your way.
My idea is they talk about their positions that are popular and not stress the ones that are unpopular.
Well, I'll come your way if you just say he's a fat bastard. Thanks a lot, Ed. I appreciate it.
Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. Bye-bye.